All right. Get this show on the road. See how many people we got in the chat here when we go live. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh wait, where's chat? Where's chat? There's chat.
Okay. You're not supposed to say 3, 2, 1. Those are silent.
5. Okay. Oh really? 5, 4.
Right.
There we are. Hey guys, this is our final of the final community live stream, the last one of 2017. We've had a full year of almost every Friday, except for telethons and other things, of live streams, and we've had a great time with you guys in Twitch and Discord, chatting with you and showing you a bunch of cool stuff that comes up in the following releases. Now that we're in release 49, we're already hard at work on release 50 stuff. It's going to be New Year next year is just well, let's start talking about that, because he has a whole lot of exciting things that he wants to share. A lot of the stuff that's been in the quarterly update that we put out this week, some of the instruction details for R49, and a bunch of other stuff. Introductions. Speaking of introductions, my name is Matthew Anderson. I am Barrick in the community, as you guys know, and I have with me a whole group of guys that are experts in various fields. It's like the news reporters, like they introduce like what's your expertise, and then they introduce everybody. So I'd like to do that actually right now. Starting with Kory. No, that's actually Core.
Yeah.
Is in the community.
Well,
I mean,
yes,
everybody knows you
yes.
that. And before
Core.
that, it was.
Well, yeah.
There was a time before Core.
Yeah, definitely. I'm Kory. Kory Kirk. I am the web developer here. I do other things as well.
The proper term is web wizard.
Web wizard,
web
yes.
Wizard. I like that name.
Yeah, chaotic web wizard. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I go by Core in the community. Also, my dev name is Rock, R-O-K, forum Rock Eric.
Wait, way too many. Let me write these down.
AKAs there.
Yeah, and Kigu. I'm Kigu Starfish on Twitch.
Retired.
Kigu,
no, wait, you're still Kigu.
Yeah, Kigu Starfish on Twitch and on
Kigu, Rock,
Discord.
Core.
Yeah.
Core. Okay, I think I've alphabetized these.
No, there's too many. It goes deep. It goes
and
deep.
You've been on these live streams. Have you been on the Friday live stream or just the telethon?
I don't think I've been on a Friday live stream before. No, not on.
Well, you're in for a treat.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's really amazing. It's like the community. The questions they ask will blow your mind. You guys better ask good questions here, because we got a whole bunch of people here who are going to answer them. And we're going to be talking about the map system today. We're showing a few things. Core has been working on it. And then?
I'm Bobby. Bobby Thompson in stand-up notes. Call me Dr. Bob around here, but I go by Undone in the forums.
You're technically a doctor. So, Dr. Bob.
Well, yeah, there's no technically. I am a doctor, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, I'm not.
I've done a lot of work on like traps and interactives in the game. Recently, been working a lot on the map implementation, and I'm glad we got Kory on board to start doing some of the web stuff with that now that acquired SotAMap, which we'll talk more about later. I assume.
I never heard of that.
What?
That doesn't. Yeah, we'll detail that. We acquired it and no longer call it that.
Did I spoil it?
Yeah, it was that. Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, it was.
We need a better name.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
Really.
In the past, it was SotAMap. It was previously known as SotAMap.
Yeah, we have to actually obviously mention it to tie it over. But we call it what now? The map system, I guess.
Well, it's just map.
Yeah.
We probably should have went with Atlas.
I know.
Atlas.
What New
Atlas
Britannian Atlas? That'd be good.
Yeah, we can propose that. We'll
rework
that.
it, yeah.
Maybe we'll do a community poll and see what.
Over the holiday break, an unofficial name for our map system.
The best part about it
is
we own it, so we can do what we want with it now.
Yeah,
formerly known as SotAMap.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. I'm glad we have that, and I know the community, you guys are glad that we have that, because we're going to be able to do so much more. And you guys can talk about that and give a little sneak peek as to what's possibly coming up. But first, we have a few announcements here, and we're going to have... What? Oh, I'm sorry.
SorcerousSteve.
There's a good explanation. You are on so often on this live stream that I just feel your presence all the time. Everybody knows you. Does everybody know Esteben Zaldivar, right? SorcerousSteve.
Yes. Esteben Zaldivar, role builder here on Shroud of the Avatar, and I build a lot of the maps here.
All right, there we go.
SorcerousSteve on the forums.
So the circle is complete. Though we may have Star, who was DJing during the dance party. I don't know how many of you guys in chat were able to join the dance party in Lux Sanctuary, but he DJ'd and had some really awesome music playing. And in fact, I think I just saw him pop his head over to the window. So he may barge in here at any moment, but let me get in some news here, starting with the prizes that we're obviously going to give away today. And I think we're going to double these up here since it's the last live stream of the year. We have the choice of the winter pattern glass chandelier or floor lamp, the ornate hanging potted mega pack. Now this is really mega because it has not only an azalea, I think I pronounced that type of plant right,
Nice.
an ivy, which is a nice hanging, you know, if you want the hanging kind of plant, like the
the
hanging leaves of the hanging plant, and a sword plant, which doesn't have real swords. That'd be cool though.
You get a little dangerous.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
almost cacti.
yeah, especially if you have like your chair under it and you're just like, huh. So we're giving away 3 of each of those. The mega pack has 3. So 3 times 3, ladies and gentlemen, is 9. For all you that didn't take advanced math. Actually, it's not even advanced math. I think that's
multiplication.
That's as much
Tables,
math as I can handle. All right, so we're going to give away 2 of those. And it'll be, again, the mega pack. And all these are in the add-on store if you want to get a look at what we're giving away here today. And then 2 Ice Nightmare masks. Those have been around for a little while now, but very cool still. Literally cool. And literally icy. And for our Twitter prize, this one I thought, well, geez, I like to give away something that everybody can have right away, something wearable. But one of the things that we released in R49 on the add-on store, and there is I believe there's a craftable version, is the ornate clock tower. So there's a craftable clock tower too. But the ornate one is in the store, and that one I wanted to give away on Twitter. Now you have to have a property for this sort of thing, or a town, I believe. But it is very, very cool, and I think we're going to be maybe making possibly some more in the future. So that is on Twitter. So during this entire live stream, if you tweet hashtag LBSOTA, that stands for Lord British Shroud of the Avatar, and or at Shroud of Avatar, you get a chance to win that. And we'll give that away at the end of the live stream. Just one of those. All right, so other events and news. Again, we just had the dance party. Some of you guys were in. I think they're still dancing actually in Lux Sanctuary. So if you're just tuning in right now and you want to jump into the game and see what's going on in Lux Sanctuary while you're watching us, you can totally do that. We have this weekend just kicked off the New Britannia Carolers Creative Writing Contest. Now we have 2 contests going on simultaneously right now, just to give everybody something to work for over the holiday break. And this creative writing contest is just a simple, write, like I think that the max word limit is like 800 words, so you're not writing a book or anything crazy like that.
Yeah.
But it's a simple write a poem, write a song, sing a song. You can. I don't think I have it in the rules specifically, but you can create a YouTube video and rock it out. It's creative writing contest, so anything like that would be just fine. It'd be awesome. We want to see what you have to show. So that's running for a few weeks through the holiday break. Also through the holiday break, we've got the contest that has been running for a little while now because it's a pretty big contest, a walkthrough how-to video creation contest. And we've been seeing some really amazing videos produced. In fact, we're going to show 2 of those before we get into our stuff here. We're going to show 2 of those. We're giving away 25 kodos to 2 winners every single week,
Nice.
leading up to the main prize winners for that contest. So you could win weekly, and then you could win again because that one's kind of random. You can win the ultimate prize, which is more of the, like, we go through and do the judging and all that good stuff.
What's the grand prize?
I wish you wouldn't have asked that because I don't actually have it written down here. It's more than 25 kodos.
It sounds exciting.
I bet it's 26.
Actually, we can give away 26, but 25 is nice, even like through our tracking system thing. Anyway, yeah, it's like it's more than 25. All right, so we have the Spotlight Festival, Play Your Own Town, very cool town. Though Lux Sanctuary, I was touring Lux Sanctuary just before the dance party, and I think I'm going to contact them. If you're listening, feel free to contact me first. And if anybody else has a town that you want to spotlight, contact me as well. Just message Barrick in the forums. all these towns are really cool. It's amazing what they're doing, especially with
Definitely.
just decorating for
Oh,
the
yeah.
holidays. Have you seen some of the holiday
Yeah.
ornaments?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
It's
really
great.
cool. Yeah, we're gonna maybe throughout the holidays, I'll sprinkle some random screenshots of screenshots that they take and put in the community. You guys can put in the R49 screenshot and video post. Actually, we may pull some of those up during the holiday if you have a holiday decorated, holiday themed town or person. We'll maybe share that on social. We also have the Area Fund Developer Crafting Competition and Charity Auction, where you can get some items that we created. That ends tomorrow. You have less than a day, or maybe about a day, to actually get one of those items that we've crafted. So that's time's running out on that. And I think you
I've got some.
created some things.
Yeah,
here.
they're pretty good. And it's an auction, so you can auction snipe right at the end, just like
Oh.
10 seconds left.
Just
there you
promoting
yeah,
terrible
$5.
auction behavior.
All right, so we got some stuff there. We've got the community party here at Portalarium next year. When we get back from the break, we're gonna have a party on January 12th, which is a Friday. Always good to have parties on Fridays. We're gonna have it here with some of the community. So if you have a chance to swing by Austin on January 12th, let us know. Look in the forums for the thread to sign up. We're trying to get an idea of how many people are going to show up. We'd love to have you here. And if you can't, we'll have some in-game, or the community is going to have some in-game events kicking off throughout that time as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun that day. All right, that's my news. Again, Star is going to pop in at some point here. But until then, I want to show those two videos real quick, and then we'll get into showing all of our map stuff. These two videos are selected from last week. Since we did last week's live stream, we selected two randomly as well, so we moved forward on that. And I'm going to show you one from starting with Shurtuggle, and he created a video about the locked combat deck system. So a tutorial on that, very useful. And then we'll go to Little Tipsy, which is what I'm going to be on Christmas Eve, about the Malice Dungeon. Now, Little Tipsy actually created a series.
A series?
Yeah, so we're going to just show the part one because we don't want to sit here. There's so many videos. You guys got to check them out. They're in the contest thread. Again, the Avatar's Guide to Knowledge and Virtue contest that's running. And there's a bunch more. And he went and created like 6 parts or 7 parts so far. What does BRE stand for? What does that stand for?
Best release ever.
Yes, best release ever. Yep. Yes, right, that's right. R49, release 49, best release ever. R48 was the best release ever, but this one topped it. So this is we're just be ready. Yeah, be ready, everyone. I'm
trying to remember what was the best one before 40.
Oh yeah, there's that damn math thing again. All right, okay, guys, let's move forward here. We're gonna show those videos.
I shouldn't talk anymore.
First one is up with. I can get my mouse here. This one again is the locked combat deck tutorial.
Hello avatars, and congratulations on choosing an amazing game and community to join. I am Drist, and today I will show you how to build a locked combat deck, as well as explain to you the pros and cons of the locked combat deck. So without further ado, to access the combat decks window, simply click on the window selector icon in the top right of your screen, and the combat decks will be the 5th option down. From here, you can equip decks, set alternate decks, modify, copy, or delete your existing decks. If you have not already done so, scroll down and click on New Deck. On the left side of the screen is the current skills you have available to you. On the right is where you go to place those skills if you are making an unlocked deck, which I'll get into in another tutorial. And this right here is your combat bar, where you go to assign the skills that you want in your deck a location. To create the locked deck, all you do is drag the skill that you want from the left side of your screen to the location of your desire on the combat bar. Only one skill can accommodate one spot at any given time. You can also link gear that you're wearing. You're going to make sure you're wearing it, and then you're going to click Use Current Equipment, and it will assign the gear that you're wearing to this specific deck. This right here is an example of a fully locked deck that I've already created. The pros of a locked combat deck are reliably having skills at your disposal to use and not having to wait for the card to get randomly drawn. In a locked combat deck, you can make your cards more powerful and use less focus by charging them up. You do this by pressing and holding the card until the number of stacks you want has been achieved, then releasing. Stacks you can achieve is based on the skill level of the card. Level 10 gives you 2 stacks, level 20 gives you 3 stacks, level 40 gives you 4 stacks, and level 80 gives you 5 stacks. The cons of a locked deck, however, are as follows. You cannot use combos, and the skills generate heat as you use them. If they get too hot, you will not be able to use them and would have to wait for them to cool down. To combat this, however, have multiple cards set up for use and alternate charging each card before use. By the time you get back to the first card, it would have cooled down. If you're not currently subscribed, feel free to click that button.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Dritz in the video, Turtle in the forums, and I think Dritz is the name you can friend him in. Here we go. Friend him in the game. All right, so we were going to show the next one, but let's split this up. I consulted with my staff of our council, if you will, and they suggested that we show the next one a little bit later and give away prizes instead. So we're going to give away, guys, we've got a winter pattern glass chandelier floor lamp, 2 of those, ornate hanging potted mega pack, my personal favorite, 2 of those, ice nightmare mask, 2 of those. We got to choose one. What do you think? Anything?
Ooh, the Ice Nightmare mask sounds pretty cool.
Ice Nightmare mask? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. A nice warm up, which doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like that hot tub that's made of ice. So we'll give away 2 Ice Nightmare masks. Type !mask if you're in Discord or Twitch, and we will pick that shortly. And these guys are going to actually help me remember not to forget one of these other prizes later, because I've done that before. I've walked off camera and like, okay, we're done. And
I'll do my best, but I make no promises.
So they're going to help me on that. Meanwhile, we showed one video. We'll show the next later. Let's get into the map systems. Who wants to kick off what?
This one?
Sure. Well, so from my perspective, I've been handling the map system, utilizing the tools that these guys have made for us. So, going into this with the acquisition of SotAMap, it was pretty much kind of going in and just trying to find a process of replicating Jacob's White's work. And so, it was up to Travis, myself, and Chris to kind of see, okay, how are we going to recreate the style that he's doing with the maps? And then as we started doing that process, those initial few days, we found that we needed to have a better process for taking overhead views. We wanted to have a consistent size in terms of the resolution of the map, and we wanted to have just an overall like streamlined process as to how we were gonna layer these. Most of these things are hand drawn, stylized.
It is the system, as I understand how the map system works. There's layers, like you said, and you said first. I think it was the second thing, to take an overhead of the land, the area, and we can do that with our tools, right? To zoom out where the community can't.
Right, but we weren't sure exactly like how to keep the consistency throughout different sizes of maps.
Oh, right. So like
maps,
if like this one map, I'm this far up, and then I kind of a little higher.
Exactly. Yeah, and then we have maps that are about a square kilometer by a square kilometer, and then we have maps that are about half a square kilometer by half a square kilometer. So, right, how do you get that consistent?
Right. Yeah.
And so those were the things that we kind of brought up to Hutch, and how can we make this easier for us if we're going to be making this moving forward for new maps, and at the same time going back and altering existing maps, because like for example, if we add a couple more buildings to a map, or we change up the terrain in some significant way.
Require the dimensions to actually change?
No, but just going back, and we would have to edit that map again.
No. If we have to edit a map like that, do you guys get involved, or is it pretty much a one-off handoff? Like I'm done.
Yeah, well, the process for updating maps is pretty extensive because we have to take the image that the world builders create and essentially break it down into 5 different resolutions in a bunch of different tiles. So each zoom level has its own set of tiles that make up the entire map. So that's all automated, as well as making sure that that's small and can load fast. So we actually reduce the amount of colors to only 32 colors in the entire thing in order for it to load faster.
What was it
Things
before?
like, well,
More?
yeah, I don't know. I think 256.
33?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
something pretty high, but yeah. So
And I assume that increases the size of the files and everything.
well, yeah, exactly.
More
We
colors,
want the files to be fast because that was one of the problems with the original SotAMap was that it was actually hosted in Poland, I think. So it was just serving the images was slow. So smaller images means faster serving.
And for you guys, the community, they'll see it snappier. It'll pop
Yeah.
up faster.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Cool. Awesome. Do you had some things you wanted to show?
Sure. In regards to SotAMap.
Well, I think there was an image of.
Yeah, I was actually going to
Let's see.
show one of the latest original maps that's come from us, which is the Blood River Outskirts map.
Mhm.
So, going into this, Star's priority was to start with the outskirts because those are, some of the first maps that the player gets to see. So, for that reason, we wanted to have, in-game maps as soon as possible. And now, so yeah, in my case, I was in charge of doing the world building for Blood River Outskirts. But Travis worked on Solace Bridge Outskirts, and Seawolf worked on Highvale Outskirts.
Are we going into the game?
No, we're just going to go to the browser,
Oh, okay.
SotAMap.com.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if you go to showcase,
yeah, I had
think
it up
it's
here,
on the top one that's invisible. There you go.
Yay! There it is. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
And then I enable this by.
Transition up top.
There we
Yeah,
go. Okay,
there
we are transitioning, people. Here we go. There it is.
So yes, that's one of the first maps that we've done so far. And actually, this map, we kind of just this was the first one. This was a lot of getting the feel for it, and yeah, it was a lot of just getting the overall feel of how we're going to tackle this. And I understand you guys had to do a process for.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a second. Basically, how we got to this map.
Yeah.
And kind of walk through just a rough outline of how did we even get here. So.
Yeah. But in terms of the art side, what I basically do is I take 5 overhead screenshots in Engine. So I like to have the terrain just by itself, and then another one with the foliage, another one for rocks, another one for props, and then maybe another one for any special custom aspects for the map. So I take these 5 overhead screenshots and I bring those into Photoshop. Now in Photoshop, that's where I use these screenshots that I just took in Engine to kind of just like use them as a base reference and start doing the stylized drawing of the map itself. So yeah, that's kind of how it goes. For example, all those cliffs that are now drawn on SotAMap, they were based off the actual overhead screenshot that was taken in Engine.
We have a question here. Actually, you answered it.
Oh, what was
Can
it?
you? Oh, was that for you? For
Can
you?
I shrink the search bar at the top? It doesn't need to be that big, does it? That's a good question. I'll put in a Jira for it, but you can always just zoom out.
Oh, there you go. What are you doing? Minus plus on that?
Yeah, Control minus will just make it
Because you were at
smaller.
like 150.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not sure if what the zoom is at here. 75 now, but yeah, it's big enough. We get auto suggestions as well, so that's part of it.
So going into Photoshop, we just recreate all the cliffs, the trees for the most part. Jacob White had an interesting way of doing the roads. So he would actually kind of like put all these points down utilizing the pen tool. And then he would run these actions within Photoshop that would automatically generate all these roads and paths. And we continue doing that. And then as far as points of interest, we could go a little bit further north. and focus on like the camp, the elven camp. So being that we are taking overhead screenshots, that allows us to get a lot more detail than previous maps. So for example, here you see, some ruins, some tents scattered about. So yeah, being that we have a whole library of assets, we have all the player houses, we have all these things, we can put, more detail in there.
Yeah, it's really going to be great for reference to. One of the things that we're trying to improve is the awareness of where things are in the game to make it easier for people, especially so you don't have to zone all the time guessing, like, is there something in this town? And that's what this map system will help with.
Yeah.
So, and I think, I don't know if we got to it or if we want to get to it, but eventually the community being able to submit to us, I think, or control for their player towns. Any, oh, okay. So I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited with
It's an
like
upcoming
all
feature.
of those. Yeah.
Well, you are going to talk about it.
Yeah, I can show
okay.
that.
Okay. Well,
Should we-
go in the order you guys want to. This is your show.
I can show real quick about how basically the overhead shots happen. Talk a little bit about why they need to be consistent, and if we can switch it to the editor.
Sure. Yeah, we have Unity up there, and I think that'll pop it right over.
And then I don't what's the name of this map? Can I load it
This
up?
is
it
the
already loaded
Blood
up in there?
River outskirts. Might not be.
Yeah, if we could load that map up real quick.
I have no
Sure.
That's why I asked him because I don't know either.
Oh yeah, it is always like I have to remember. It's like Novia R7_Forest0102.
Yeah. The hard name.
Yeah, so just to talk a little bit about it, essentially in our game we're using a Cartesian coordinate system, which means it's basic X, Y coordinates for the player position, and obviously there's a height component as well. But the mapping system online is basically the plugin that it was built for was assuming geographic, like longitude, latitude, like basically on the surface of a sphere. It's on there? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's really kind of tricky is taking those Cartesian coordinates and then basically converting to a system. It's called a spherical Mercator projection to actually get the coordinates from the XY to function properly as a latitude and longitude.
Is there an acronym for that?
Yeah, there might be. But so one of the things is there's basically a scaling factor left, right, and up, down that says, okay, you have this range of plus 90 degrees to negative 90 degrees. You can think of that going to the North Pole and the South Pole for each one of these maps. And then we have to say, okay, how large is this thing compared to, and we have to do some manual tweaking to make sure the avatar position lines up correctly on the map. So one of the things we said, okay, if we standardize this across all our maps, then we only have to have 3 different tweakings or X number of tweakings, and we don't have to worry about it. So what I did is I wrote a little tool that essentially is already preset for the world builders, where they can come in here and actually, let's see here, where's the camera? Oh, it's under global, there we go. So if I click on this camera rig here, I've added these little buttons basically that says small map, medium map, and large map. And if I click on one of these, what it's going to do is it's actually going to create a brand new camera in the scene. It's going to switch to it, it's going to cull out some things, and actually going to take a screenshot of the entire scene from an overhead perspective at a specific size. And what the world builder can then do is he can make tweaks to that camera and change things. So let me show you what that looks like. Let's see. Map camera, here it is. So if I enable this map camera, you see we have this overhead view, and for this particular one we actually, it's a little offset, so we actually end up having to change the size. So those other buttons I showed you before are kind of standardized and they have this size set, but I can set it manually now so you can kind of see. So this is something called an orthographic viewpoint that it doesn't matter how high it is above the ground, all that matters is the size. It sounds like I'm getting eaten right now, so I'm going to mute the audio. Yeah, so essentially, those different buttons change the size. And as you see, as I reduce this size, it basically zooms me into the map. And what we've done is standardize the size at which these pictures are taken. And these pictures, they can then, is this linked to like the pictures folder? Can I show one of these pictures?
Yeah, we
or...
can. We'll have to.
Sure. I'll show you guys a quick image that I took just so you can see what one of these looks like. Yeah, so how would I?
Just go up, move it up there, and then max it out up there.
Yep.
Then go
Go
back
to
our
OBS.
Yep, and then.
Please hold.
Can you find it again?
Yeah, we can.
Kory,
There's
make
so
it
many
work.
things in here. Crazy.
And nope,
Oh,
that's not
that's
it.
it. We'll show that later, guys. Very
Look
nice
away.
place. Stuff
Look
for sale,
away.
I think. From what
Look
I hear.
away.
Well, I thought we had.
There it
Ah,
is.
there we
There
go.
you go.
Okay.
So this is an example of not that map. Probably.
There it is again. Done.
That was
You'll talk about that later, I guess.
Yeah. So here
You might
is.
have lost it again. Yeah.
Oh darn.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
can't.
guys.
Can't cute.
So that's the man. Why don't you talk about? Is there
No,
what
this is. Yeah, this
So-
come up right here.
Yeah, I will say that Bobby's tools have been really helpful because this process that he's just describing, previous to his tools,
Is this it?
it took me like close
Yes.
to almost an hour to try to take these screenshots. Not just because like I had a hard time positioning the camera, but because the camera kept on resetting due to some scripts that are set on the player. So with the help of Bobby tools, like you have saved me like a lot of time.
They're saying we know what that is, and then immediately following, how many developers does it take to change a light bulb?
Yes, many times. Anyway, but you can see this is a sample image that Esteben might take into Photoshop, and he would take this in
Right.
and actually start basically use this as a background and trace over it, and he could paint the lines or paint the rocks or something like that. And it's basically a crude image, but it gives a representation of the exact layout and how we want it to look. And since it's a fixed size, what happens is we can then take that, upload it to the actual web, and not have to worry about doing all these coordinate transforms and things like that. So,
All right, guys, just in, we've got 2 winners for our Ice Nightmare Mask. Congrats to Absolem and Moralani Brave for winning that. Please message me, Barrick, in Discord if you're in Discord. And if you're in Twitch, message Shroud of the Avatar what you won and your character name so that we can award that to you in the next few days. Let's roll another prize here. Guys, choice of the winter pattern glass chandelier or floor lamp or the hanging potted mega pack.
What do you think, Esteben?
Let's go with the potted.
All right,
Yeah.
my favorite.
I personally like to put those plants.
Yeah, they're really cool. So these are hanging potted plants, and it's a mega pack. So you get the azaleas, ivy, and sword plants, 9 total, which is going to make your home very nice in Shroud of the Avatar. We're going to give away 2 of those packs. Type exclamation plants. Well, there's lots of words, so exclamation plants to win that. We'll give it a second.
Plants. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to what is my developer server. So you guys, this is not live maps. This is what you should be seeing next week at some time. So we've been working hard to increase the feature set. Really restore the feature set of maps. So for those of you who used it before we acquired SotAMap, you had the ability to, let's say if you owned a player-owned town, you would have the ability to modify that if you, let Jacob know. In addition, you could add your own personal points of interest on the map so that they would only load for you, essentially. And so what we've done is we added a lot of this back. In addition, we've added a new map that should be around here. I know where Highvale Outskirts is. Highvale Outskirts, so we can just preview that real fast. We'll just use this as an example of kind of how someone with dev powers can edit the map now. So before we brought this back, Rock Eric is my dev account. This is all hooked up to shroudoftheavatar.com. So you log in with your actual forum account or your account, same way you would with the forums. And that'll bring you to my account, log out, everything like that. These are debug messages, so just ignore them. So what we do is we start editing this map and we get a bunch of options over here. And so these are the same options as if I owned this map. So people who actually own player-owned towns will be able to have these options, and that's going to be automatically hooked up to their account. So there's no more asking Jacob to associate your account with your POT. And as that moves forward, we don't have all of the tools yet, but we will, with the POT process, be able to get Dan, who does all that work, to also change your map or your POT in the maps as well. So, if your biome changes or something along those lines, then we can update that and reflect here. So this is, a bunch of different tools. And maybe actually I should go back to our overworld map and look at a POT, because this would be the how you look at it. And I'll pick on someone.
As a quick reminder for everybody, this map system is accessible now, right? Where do you go for it?
It's shroudoftheavatar.com/map. So we have a bunch of things in progress, and as you see, all these village slots are a little bit offset. So again, we're retooling this, and we're trying to hook up all of the game data that we can. So as we move forward, you're going to see a lot more data in game and not on the website. And also these lots, for example, in the lot ownership is going to be automatically populated. As you see here, this is automatically populated, but it's very wrong. It looks like it's rotated 90 degrees or something.
Yeah, so this comes back to all those coordinate transforms, because what I'm actually doing is I'm going through each lot, or each POT actually, and scrubbing where the lots are and saving that positional data to save the work of the pot owner from having to go place those manually. So those all actually be placed on your pot automatically, and there's some other cool features that we'll be able to do as well, such as populating areas of interest and things like that pop up on your compass would also pop up on your map, something I've recently got to work. There's a lot of cool stuff we can do that Kory has definitely made a lot easier.
Yeah, and so this is the functionality that you guys had before. The only difference really is that we removed your ability to change lots. So the lots are going to be driven. So right now, when this goes live, it's not going to look bad like this, but the lots will not be able to be manually updated. It's going to be pulled from the game. But these things, like any labels that you have, and this is in public data. I'm sorry, Sean Butts, if I'm messing up your town, but it is not. It's only on my server, so don't worry about it. But this is a great example of a town owner who's really gone above and beyond to keep this up to date. And so we really want to enable those people so that when someone comes to a POT, they can see, oh, well, it was updated recently, and like, oh, look at where all these cool things are. And we want to, have a hybrid approach where some of that stuff comes from the game. It's authoritative, and you don't have to worry about updating it. And the other stuff, you can go nuts. So I'm going to show you one last thing, and this was a big request. So this is kind of like how the workflow goes. And I'm going to sign in with my Kigu Starfish account. So this is a non-dev account. So let's say that I want to put some notes on my map here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the edit mode on, and it's going to tell me that I don't own this map, so the marks that I'm making are not going to persist for anyone except for me. That being said, I have all of these options to insert something into my POI layer, which is my points of interest.
All right, guys, if you have any questions here for Kory or anybody else, just ask them in chat, Twitch, or Discord.
And yeah, Liz Kimber saying that she wishes that she could put hers in. Again, I mentioned earlier, we're going to have part of this change is enabling all the devs to add player-owned towns and stuff like that. So we'll definitely get a submission process going to get any missed player-owned towns on the actual map. I know, this area in particular isn't necessarily up to date. So please, if you guys are seeing things missing on the map, make sure to open a bug for it, because we do have a huge list of stuff to do, but we just want to make sure we have everything on that list. So here I'm just adding a little home. Let's see, I'm going to add it to the Palette of Shard Falls because I'm role playing that, I live in the Shard Falls. And so this is going to be home sweet home. And then I'm going to say right under that big shard in the middle. And then
this is your personal POI.
yeah,
right?
so this is my personal POI. This is only going to show up for me. And so whenever I load this map, and right now this stuff is not available in game, so you can't actually type into the browser. And what we're going to do moving forward is automatically log you in when you log into the game. So what will happen is you just open your map and all of your stuff will automatically be there populated. So you won't actually have to log in game or do anything like that. And so these you can do them pretty much wherever you want. Go to Rifts In. I really messed up Rifts In a lot too because I've been testing here. Again, you can see all these lots down in the bottom right. This is a work in progress. Yeah, very, very big work in progress. But, my house is right here, so I'm going to add a POI.
I mean, we've also made some recent changes to the rotations in the game.
Yeah.
Because previously, the arrow in, dictating the direction of your avatar in the game was dictated from a file on a web server somewhere, and it was kind of a pain in the neck to update. Recently, that has been changed to actually be dynamic and with the zone. So there's some corrections we will likely have to make going back to make sure, so if you see yourself walking backwards on a map or something like that within the next few days, those likely need to be fixed, and feel free to bring those to our attention again.
We have 2 more winners here for those plants. Congrats to Thor Tordengood and Quinn Zorik. Very, very cool names.
Yeah.
Thor, goes without saying, but Quinn is a favorite of mine actually too, from the TV show Sliders.
Not seen it.
Oh, it's good. You have to see it. It's really good. It's older.
It's very
but
old.
yeah, well, 90s or something like that.
Oh,
but
yeah, you're right.
the idea is good.
I was thinking Quantum Leap. That's old.
Oh yeah, that's even older. If you guys like parallel world stuff, that's a good TV show.
So to elaborate on some of the things that are going to be coming, the POT and the personal layer stuff will be out next week, and at your fingertips.
And then we don't need a game patch for this?
No, this all automatically just poofs, appears. Wow. Yes.
Now it won't be in the game. You won't automatically log in yet. That will come
that'll
later.
Be in the future.
The dynamic areas of interest. So you'll notice some of these these newer maps, like whatever outskirts and things like that, don't have any actual map markers on them. That will hopefully come in the next patch and be dynamically added based on what you actually have to discover these locations for the points of interest.
Cool.
Which is a lot of cool.
Yeah, we've got a lot of cool abilities now that we kind of have full ownership, where Bobby can, add things to the map that you wouldn't get on the website. So example would be, NPCs, quest points of interest, or ideally maybe in the future party members. I keep on pushing that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I think it's completely doable. It's just doing it.
Yep. And so
but, it's great ideas, and I think it'll be a lot of help.
Yeah, and the one thing that we have as a major blocker for maps is the incompatibility on Linux. So I am a big Linux user, so that kind of bothers me because I can't really test on my client.
He spent like 15 minutes of him running back and forth between my office.
Just like going down the hall
do
back
some
and
map
forth.
Calibrations.
Yeah, so that's another really big priority for us. We need that in order for this to be an appropriate solution across the board for launch. We've been listening closely to you guys, what you guys have to say about maps in the forums, on Discord, everything else. So, us. Oh, this one.
On our faces.
Oops. That was close. So yeah, we've been listening to you guys. So if you have any suggestions, put it in the suggestion forum or the feedback forum, the wish list. Even if you have a crazy idea about maps, so do a lot of people here. So you might be on the same page with Chris or Star or
and
something
even
like
if
that.
it is a crazy idea, you throw it out there, it may inspire another good idea that's maybe not crazy. No, it's not really crazy. It's just an idea.
Speaking of submitting things, we use the forums for a lot of this sort of stuff, bug fixes that you guys report bugs from. And then now we're talking about the map system. And I have a feeling that we're going to need possibly community. You can tell us if you think we need it or not. A section of the forums, just one area that you can submit and talk about the maps. Both submitting corrections,
Like
new features, everything basically, because it could be its own. Yeah, catch all. You guys talk about your updates to your own maps in towns, that sort of thing. And we're going to be after the holiday break. Again, this is the last community live stream of the year, and we're gonna come back in 2018. The actual next live stream there is going to be the R49 telethon, and then these community live streams. But once we get rolling into the new year, we're going to be as we get closer to our candidate launch date that we announced this week. We want to update the forums to reorganize, just make it a little bit more for live. And a lot of the forums right now are somewhat outdated in terms of mainly where they are, and we want to make it a little simpler. Have a community section, have a games section, that sort of thing, and then we'll slip in there a map system section. So you guys have anything else you wanted to mention? Otherwise we have just actually a few minutes left. Show that other video?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got let's do the last giveaway, and a reminder on Twitter, if you tweet #LBSOTA, Lord Brave Shroud of the Avatar, and or Shroud of Avatar @ShroudOfAvatar, on Twitter, you'll get a chance to win that ornate clock tower that we're giving away, and we're only giving away one of those. Let's roll for the last other prize, and that's the winter pattern glass chandelier or floor lamp of your choice. We're gonna give away 2 of these. Now, if you win this, you need to message Barrick in Discord or Shroud of the Avatar in Twitch which one you want, and then your character name, so that we can award those to you. And if you want a chance to win, then type !lamp. And as this video rolls, we'll...
I love lamp.
What?
I love lamp.
I love lamp. Oh, yeah. Okay, !lamp or !I love lamp, both will work.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
So this is the start of the Malice Love Quest. You do get 100,000 experience at the end of this, so it is worth doing. It is also pretty quick if you know where everything is, which is what I'm going to be showing you in this video. If this is your first time here, you do have to go over to the right to get the key. You talk to the Undertaker, and he'll let you in. So all you do is run over, hop in the door, and you get another load screen. So now we're actually in the Malice dungeon. As you work your way down, you first encounter some spiders. It is kind of a large group, so try not to pull all of them. Here is the first note that you will need later to get through the barrier. This one's 1972. There will be 4 papers total that I'll show you where all of them are. So here I'm just going to take out these spiders so I can get through. If you're like me, I do have a lot of points invested in the Depth Attunement, and this is a primarily skeleton dungeon, so it does not work very well here. So this does take me a little bit longer than it normally would have if it was some other type of monsters. Here in this video I'm adventure level 71, and I can get through pretty easily. So if you're around there, you shouldn't have a problem either. I will tell you now that if you start this dungeon and you're picking up the pieces and your client crashes or you get DC'd, you will have to delete all the items and restart from the beginning. Otherwise, it will just keep bugging out and won't let you through the barrier even after you pick everything up. So my chat's a little bit different than yours would be because I already finished this quest. But you want to come over and talk to Samuel, then you talk to Muriel, and basically they just explain what's going on in this dungeon.
Wait, I'm not muted. I can roll into it. What? Hello. And we're doing the live stream. And I just got done DJing. It was so exciting. It was amazing. I had so much fun. And it was the release 49 dance party because we just did release 49. And I think best release ever. That's our little acronym that we always do. Best release ever. Because each one is the best release ever because it is. It's the one we just did. So thank you, everyone. You guys are awesome. So release 49 just came out. Tons of awesome content. If you haven't had a chance to play it, please do because it's great, especially with the latest patch. Frame rate's better. Because we did the dance party and that is like the worst case scenario. The most people in the most compact space. Everybody like doing their favorite emotes of like breathing fire and juggling and doing the meteor storm and things like that. So frame rate isn't awesome, but it was the best that it's ever been, and that's because of all the performance optimizations we've been doing. And of course, more things in R49, story polish. We've got more side quests, and again, the plan is to slowly expand those side quests to get everything in there. So as you're going down the paths of truth, love, and courage, you can take those side quests to level up your character so you're staying strong as you're going through there. And part of those side quests we're slowly adding those side quests where you can get all those cool truth, love, and courage armor pieces. This release, we added the glove ones. We added some improvements to the conversation. So now the NPCs, if you say different things, they're not just going to say, I don't know. They're going to try and guide you back to the things they do want to talk about. So they'll say, well, I'm not sure what you were talking about, but I'd really like to talk about, that undead army that's coming over the hill. We did some more polish on Blood River and Highvale Outskirts. We got 2 new scenes, Elysium Mines and East Longfall Wetland. And apparently we finally got it right with a mine this time. I think that was the posts that I've seen that we finally did it right. We finally did a mine right. So yay for us. We did some more NPC behavior polish and additions. So dragons are a little more challenging to fight. So again, that's one of our top 10 priorities is improving NPC behaviors. And so you're going to see that every release of us just doing a little more to make them better. And like I said, more virtue armor. Oh, we got a bunch of new recipes and patterns, including in-game versions of winter stuff and make a difference things. Some more UI polish. You guys were getting some sneak peeks on the map stuff that these guys are working on. It's so exciting. I can't wait to see like quest stuff on the map. It's kind of the whole point of the map, right? The map should help you with your quests. Let's see, combat balance. New decorations, the clock towers. If you haven't seen the clock towers, they're awesome. I saw somebody doing their best McFly impression. I think they said they had climbed up in the tower.
We're actually giving away an ornate clock tower.
What? Street signs. So for those of you with towns, you can now label all your streets in your towns. I know some people are super excited about that. And crown merchants. So our goal is to get everything that's on the store inside the game so you can buy with crowns. And we're well on our way for that. So those are in the game, and now you can start buying almost, I think, not quite everything, but it's getting close. So the crown merchants are in the game. And of course, the R47 telethon. And man, if you haven't seen that snowflake cloak that Fletcher did, it's gorgeous. And the ice bow and the ice staff. They've got a bug right now with the little virtue symbol on it. It just kind of looks stuck on there. Fletcher's fixing that. It should be going in more than a patch really soon. And then audio polish and BSX polish. So R49 is huge. So just for reference, we do a page count on how big each release is, and usually they average somewhere between 13 and 15 pages, and this one was like 18 pages long. So it's literally one of our biggest releases ever, despite being a short release. So I'm not sure what my team is doing, but they're getting faster, so they're awesome. And so I've told them I'm only going to give them 3 hours to do the next release, since they work faster when I give them
we're already
less
in
time.
lockdown for the next release.
So I told them they have lockdown like in 3 hours. So we're going to do release 50 next week. Just kidding. That's not real. Please don't hear me on that. That's not going to really happen. It's not really going to happen. Please look at the schedule. Speaking of that, Q1 schedule got posted. So if you haven't checked it out, we posted our Q1 2018 schedule. So you'll see the dates for release 50, 51, and 52. And release 52 is our launch candidate. And we pretty much believe that that's going to be our launch version. And what does launch mean? Launch means that we are going to move out of early access. That means we're going to take that big yellow giant piece of text that sits up in your left corner, and that's not going to be there anymore. And we're going to move out of early access on Steam, and we're going to start marketing so we can grow our community, and we can start, light the signal fires and start getting people in the game more. So we're going to get out of, sort of pseudo stealth mode. So we're super, super excited by that. And that's in March. So very much. And so Q1's got a lot of cool stuff in it. More performance improvement, more story polish, more side quests, physical goods. So cloth map. Scotty's been working super hard on that. You guys got to see that in the last telethon, the work he's been doing on that.
Yeah, don't forget to update your mailing address on the website. We have notices all throughout the website. We need your accurate shipping address to ship you those things.
And we're going to have a new creature, the wild boar. It looks really cool. And we're going to be doing polish on all of the animals. So wolves and bears and those guys. We know they don't look great. So we're polishing all of those guys. They're going to look awesome. And all the associated gear with them. So the wolf hat and the bear hat and the trophies, all those are getting visual upgrades in Q1. And of course, and heraldry. So finally, we're going to get to heraldry. So we're going to be working with the College of Arms and those guys. So you're going to be able to work with them to get your crest made. And we're going to be able to connect that to your account and show that in the game on a tabard. So there'll be custom pieces of the gear for each of the armor type, and a triangle shield and a banner. And names on tombstones and in the credits and in the Domesday book. That's going to work. That's going to be the same kind of, that'll be on your account page as well. Loot rules, so parties, you'll be able to divide up your loot, figure out how you want to do that, and the ability to have multiple characters. All that's coming in Q1 amongst a whole bunch of other stuff. If you haven't read the Q1 post, check it out. It's actually linked in the weekly update. We got so excited about Movember and how successful that was with raising, almost $3,000 that we added a few more Movember items. Those are going to be coming in release 50. We showed a few sneak peeks of those in the weekly update, and that includes a new mustache shield, because you got to have more mustache stuff, because mustaches are awesome. And also this week, it's been a crazy week. So much stuff going on. We also posted the release 48 missed questions. So those are up there, and you can check those out. And we also posted about some pledge rewards that we retired, but we replaced them with really cool stuff. So the 2-week head start is going to be replaced with a replenishing box of Obsidian training accelerator potions. So basically those are a way for you to drink a potion, and it's going to take your pooled experience, and it's going to accelerate how fast your skills go up using that pooled experience. Now, just to be sure we're clear on that, it's not going to make you get more experience. It's just going to accelerate how much you use out of it, how fast you're using it out of the pool. So just want to make that clear. You're not going to gain experience faster using these. So I know that was, some people weren't clear on that. And then pick name early. Those of you who are eligible for that, we're going to give you some name change vouchers and the cool new runic letter decorations that we just created this release. And for those of you eligible for the Map Atlas, you're going to be able to keep that object. That's a container that looks like a book, but we're also going to make you a new thing, which is this cool globe that shows, it's the new globe of New Britannia that shows Novia and the Hidden Vale. And then it's going to kind of hint at the rest of the world, but it's kind of got to be this sort of, you know, like old world maps of like there be dragons here kind of thing. And I think that's all my news. And we're going to be going to the holidays. I won't be here next week because I'm taking a little break. But thank you, players. And once again, thank you, Amber Rain, for convincing me to DJ. I had a blast. And thank you, Brazen Spirituality, for teaching me how to use the software. It was a breeze. I just need to remember to eat the mic, as what they say. That means get my mouth really, really close to the mic. But it was a blast. Thank you, community. You guys make this happen for us. Happy holidays.
Awesome. Thank you, Star. Okay, we have just a couple more things to show. We have the last prize of the day, the ornate hanging potted mega pack. 2 of those. Type in exclamation, what did I say? Plants?
No, it was lamp.
Oh, never mind. I'm so excited with those plants.
It was lamp and I love
Yeah,
lamp.
never mind. We already gave those. Oh, yes, here's my notes on the lamps. The lamps, exclamation,
I love lamp.
I love lamp, sure.
No, you already
And
said it.
exclamation lamp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to keep rolling on that, everybody. We'll give it a few more minutes while Esteben has
Sure,
another
yes.
thingy to show, which we kind of showed already, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
Yes, well, see, I'll kind of slide into this chair. This past release, I was tasked with adding a new antique shop to Central Brittany. Now, what made this really special, and I'm really grateful I got a chance to do this, was that this actually came from Richard. So Star's dad had an antique shop in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And right now we can see this is what the actual antique shop looks like. His father passed away a couple years ago, but back in the day, this was Star's father, Kerry Long's antique shop. And so I was tasked with bringing that into Central Brittany. So, and then let's go into the game.
Oh yeah, that's a different one. If you click Unity client.
Yep.
Quick question from the chat here.
Yes.
Who won the? Well, it's not for you guys. Sorry. Who won the Shroud contest in Star's DJ set? So he was DJing from 2 to 4, for the dance party, and he said, if anybody can identify which song was the word Shroud was mentioned in, and he did select it. He has it. He will contact the person who got it. I believe there was at least one winner on that, but I don't actually know the song offhand, guys. But just if you really want to know, we'll have Star posted in the forums. And since we're logging in here, we are rolling for those glass lamps, and we have 2 winners now. Congrats to, and again, this is your choice. This is the patterned glass chandelier or floor lamp. You need to choose which one and then send it to me, Barrick. Congrats to Ledbetter, that's LEDBETTR, and Daniel JMCL for winning one of those. Congrats. That is all our prizes for today, except for the Twitter Ornate Clock Tower. You can still get a chance to win that if you hashtag LBSOTA or @ShroudOfAvatar on Twitter, and we will have that going until the end of this live stream.
Yeah, so we're loading into Central Brittany now.
I would like.
If you visit Central Brittany,
No, this is
in
the
our
center of Brittany.
yes,
Thus
the
the
hub.
name, right? I'm trying
Yes,
to be
the
funny, I
hub.
guess. Yeah.
Here where there was once an it was just a warehouse building. Now we can see a recreation of Star's dad antique shop that used to be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I recreated everything, down from the windows, the way the windows look, to the exact layout within the actual antique shop. So I sat down with Star in this exact same room, and he told me where the counter was, kind of how the antiques were laid out. I sat down with Star.
Whoops, that's you.
Wow, there's double me.
I'm firing up Twitch on the phone here.
Here in the back, we have a kitchen, just as the actual antique shop had, and a workshop. down to a courtyard with flowers and gardens and statues and even a syrup kettle.
Syrup? Is there syrup in there? Looks like.
Well, it's his name, but it was actually filled with a goldfish.
Okay, I had pancakes cross my vision for a second there.
But yeah, pretty nice that we get to do things like this in Shroud of the Avatar, where there's a little bit more of a meaning to the stuff that we put in the game, and I'm really grateful that I got the opportunity to make a version in the game of Star's dad's antique shop.
Yeah, that's really amazing, and it's laid out just even in the items within. It's an antique shop.
Yeah, I recreated everything he kind of sketched out for me, and the way the windows look, and
You want to stay right there so we can give the viewers a
sure.
back and forth. So there's the one in game, then there's the actual picture.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Cool.
Very well,
Yep.
well done. Wow. Yeah, and you can. Where did you say this was? You can visit it in Central Brittany.
Yes, and I believe Scott Jennings Lum, the made a NPC for him as well.
Ah,
so his dad will actually be inside somewhere.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
That's very neat. Yeah, we have other things in the game. I can't think of any offhand, but portraits and just recognition of Helen Garrett's memorial is somewhere in the
Right.
game. I forget which town, but Helen Garrett's memorial. It's one of those things that we do to recognize the developers, but the community too. There's a lot of things like that as well. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation of the map system and some of the little things in the game. Can we switch to the main? We'll do a closeout with us on the main. Now I gave away all the prizes, right, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Except
Yep.
for the tower.
Except for the tower, and that is on Twitter. So we'll do that after this live stream concludes. Give it like 15 minutes, half hour, and then we'll tweet the winner on Twitter. And we showed the 2 videos. We showed all the map stuff. Although I have a feeling that we're going to need another live stream session sometime next year to update the community
Oh yeah.
on what's going on here. And all you guys are really deeply involved with the map system in one level or another. There's a lot of cool stuff that we want to share for that. So unless there's something else you guys wanted to mention, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Festivus, etc.
Happy winter
Yeah.
solstice.
That one too. Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, because guys, have a safe and happy holiday. Seriously, all of you. We love you, the community. We're gonna be in game. Some of us just playing too. I'm gonna be during the holiday break, just popping in, walking around, seeing what the community's doing. But most importantly, have a great and safe time with your families and open up those presents and have that cheesecake or whatever the desserts are at the family dinner. And we'll see you guys back here in 2018.
Goodbye, everyone.
End slide. Oh, you just ended.